good viber. How are you doing today? It is your girl Esther Joy coming at you with another video. On this channel, we love to talk about love, light, joy, and peace. So if you, my friend, enjoy spreading these vibrations, then know that you're in the right place. Yay! So today we're going to be talking about Theosophy. And this is a very exciting topic. I love it, okay? Theosophy Thursdays, that's what I'm thinking about, talking about on Thursdays, because I am a theological researcher and I find a lot of interest in researching about these things and sharing my insights with you and, spreading the knowledge. So I wanted to start off by talking a little bit about what the word actually means. Theosophy is Greek, theo meaning God, and sophisy meaning wisdom, generally understood as divine wisdom. And this is the understanding that all truths are true because there is only one being stemming from all other religions and understandings. And because of this, they are the truth, and there is no religion higher than the truth. So Theosophy, I'm not trying to give you a whole rundown of Theosophy, but Helena B. Migrated from Russia, and she created a really wonderful doctrine on Theosophy. And this has been the founder for much of the theological understandings. Now, I find this study in particular to be so interesting and something that I wish that they taught in schools because of its nature of studying the divinity in all beings, understanding that we ourselves stem from the one creator and we are oneness consciousness as well. Now, I wanted to say that there has been this understanding that we are gods in a way, yet there has been this spiritual battle between us being a god versus us taking the highest god out of its power. And these kind of polarizing views, one is believing that if you believe that you are God, then you are, I want to say, tarnishing the actual God's name. And the other one is taking the stance as, I am God and there is nothing other than me. Both of those are right, all truths are true. So it really becomes a point of, the way I see it, we are all gods, we all come from the one God. Because of this, we are a direct reflection of them. We all are different facets of this one creator. And this allows us to really dive deeply into our own divine expression. And once we acknowledge and honor the God within ourselves, we also acknowledge and honor that all beings are a part of this one source creator, God, if you will, source, oneness, the universe, however you like to call it. So that is wonderful. It's wonderful. It really, I would hope, gives you some confidence in understanding that you are literally divine. You are literally God. You are you might not be the whole spiel, but you are a perfect facet of it for the expression that is you. And you work effortlessly and perfectly together with each and every other aspect of you in this universe. Together we create this amazing being of oneness consciousness, which is always impermeating everything, always, infinitely, eternally. And that is wonderful. What can we do with this information? Well, I think it's now time for me to mention your soul purpose and acknowledging that you really are divine and you have God within you, and it is always going to be there, and it is always listening to you, and it is connected to every single aspect of our reality, as well as the parts that we cannot perceive. When we are striving to fulfill our soul's mission, we are stepping more into our divine source consciousness. We are stepping into our higher selves, you could say. We are allowing ourselves to integrate more with that oneness source, and in doing so, we allow our truest divine potential to show itself to all beings that are presently aware of us. So, with this being said, there definitely has been a struggle with humanity accepting this truth. Again, that is not to impose my truth upon anyone, but we can see throughout history, such as the ways Jesus was treated, pretty much they did not like that he seemed to be a man, but he was also very much connected to God. Pretty much he understood that he was a part of Source. He was an expression of the divine source. And he had so much trust and faith and understanding in this that he was able to do things that many people believed were impossible miracles because of his pure understanding that he is a part of the one true source, whereas all infinite possibilities lie. And this kind of made people, I'm not gonna lie, if you were, a piece of source and you saw someone else was a piece of source, but their piece of source was just shining out a lot more than yours, I won't say that a lot of the times this understanding has been suppressed, but it definitely has been, if we want to go there, it definitely has been not as acknowledged, perhaps. We can see in Jesus's case, because of how the power struggle was during the time, it was too much for humanity to acknowledge that there was a higher source that was dwelling within each and every single being that could potentially rise up against the person in power. And because of this, it had to be that his resonance, Jesus's resonance was just so high compared to the collective consciousness at that time that was being very much oppressed through the powers of the higher ups, you could say, that they were not aware that these miracles were just a part of simply being a part of the divine, that it was simply how divinity and source, and it's a human nature part of ourselves that we have forgotten. And when he came back, and many other saints came back and showed that this amazing, divine, miraculous part of ourselves, it was quite scary for the collective, which was just not resonating at a level where they could perceive of how this meant that this is not just for them, but this is something that is accessible for everyone. Obviously, there was also a lot of fear entailed and confusion because, again, we had forgotten. So they came here to remind us. And so that's my whole spiel. I'm here to remind you of this divine essence that is dwelling in everything, and that is the study of Theosophy. So yeah, I hope if you like this video, you can press the thumbs up so I know so. And of course, I will see you in the next video. Have an amazing day. Namaste.